Hey folks, welcome to Season 3 of the Neutral Zone Hotel. We are an unapologetically left-leaning podcast exploring hockey at its best and worst. My name is Benjamin. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a Montreal Canadiens and Ottawa Charge fan out of Ottawa, Ontario, and I'm thrilled to welcome you to the famous Neutral Zone Hotel. Here to ensure you have a superb stay are a couple of my colleagues, starting with John.
Hi, I'm John. My pronouns are he, him. I am a Florida Panthers fan, and I live in Buffalo. And it's not snowing yet.
But soon you will be covered in snow. And we've got Trevor.
Hi, everybody. Trevor here. My pronouns are he, him, the regretful Vancouver Canucks fan, the hopeful PWHL Vancouver fan, and it's probably not going to snow here ever, at least not for another year, minus like one day.
We've got SJ.
Hi, everyone. I am SJ. My pronouns are they, them. And I'm a Seattle Kraken fan and PWHL Seattle fan, hailing from the glorious city of Seattle. And we get the same weather as Vancouver, basically.
All right, and joining us for their first shift is Emily. Emily, you want to introduce yourself?
What's up, everyone? I'm Emily. I use they, them, and she, her. I am a Colorado Avalanche and Buffalo Sabres fan, as well as a general PWHL fan, at least until we get an expansion team in Denver. And I am joining you from beautiful Fort Collins, Colorado, where it also has not snowed yet, but it could at any point now.
This podcast has now become a snow weather, like a snow forecast.
That's right. Neutral Zone Hotel, we bring you the weather from cities all around.
Neutral Zone Hotel, more like Neutral Snow Hotel. Oh, God. There it is. Swish.
Folks, it's been a busy off season, but we're not going to sit here and recap all of the news. We're going to talk about a few things that have interested us from the last little bit, and then we're going to have some fun because the season hasn't really started yet. There's been some preseason shenanigans. I think I can speak for everyone when I say I'm looking forward to next year when the preseason goes to 4 games and maybe there's a little bit less chance of important players being injured. John, I can't help you. I can't help you. That was a practice injury, buddy.
I mean, it was a freak injury.
It's a first practiced injury.
It was one of those things. Barkov bumped the buddy and kind of just went down, and it was a funny fall. And
his knee exploded just right there on the ice.
Pretty much. ACL and MCL.
The good news is there's no fitness testing next year, so that should mean that everyone is good to go for day one of camp. Nobody has to do 7 hours of assault bike tests and sprints and pull-ups until they puke. So,
John Tortorella is so mad right now.
Him and Paul Maurice both.
To be fair, it's not hard to make John Tortorella mad.
So true.
It's
fair.
There's definitely going to be players who complain and miss it. And you're definitely going to get a quote from Sidney Crosby saying, "Well, I didn't think it was that big of a deal, We just show up and we do the bike rides. We run on the treadmill. It's just like hanging out back home in Halifax and Cole Harbor, That's what me and Nate do all summer. We just run on the treadmill. We ride the bike. We lift weights. That's, it's to me, it's not a big change."
Benjamin's been working on a Sidney Crosby impression all summer.
We're in fine form already.
Outstanding.
I missed this.
Benjamin came into camp this season in the best shape of his life.
There you go.
Woo! Welcome back, everybody.
But I mean, like, what level did fitness testing and that early camp sort of feeling, like, does that exhaust a player? Does that cause, like, increase your likelihood for a sudden injury, like what happened to Barkov? It feels like every year we've seen some sort of freak training camp accident, not necessarily a preseason game, although those are frustrating too. But it does feel like every year we've seen at least one valuable player go down in camp for a period of time. Mm-hmm. So I, for one, am actually really glad they're getting rid of fitness testing.
Yeah, it was pointless.
I'm interested to see if it actually makes a difference, because I get not wanting to do it, but also like you have to be that level of fit coming into camp, whether or not John Tortorella is going to make you do sprints or not. So I actually have no idea how much of an impact it's going to make. It'll be really interesting to see if we have way fewer injuries next season, though.
I mean, I don't know how much they even need it. It's not like the days when, the players would all spend the summer drinking and smoking and hanging out or whatever, and they needed 3 weeks of skating to get back into shape. I mean, these guys train all off season. They're skating, but they're doing off skate stuff. Like, there are very few. I mean, it's a big deal if like one player shows up kind of out of shape, because nobody does anymore.
They're running on the treadmill and riding the bike. Camp comes from the time where players had off-season jobs. So you actually had to go work construction. You had to go dig ditches, kind of whatever you could to feed your family, because you were quite underpaid.
Had to go smoke a pack a day.
Also that.
I mean, Stan Mikita used to flick a cigarette over his right shoulder for luck every time he took the ice. It worked out for him, but like, you're living a construction worker's life for four to 5 months, then you've got to get back into an athlete's life. That's hard, and that's not. I'm not trying to denigrate construction workers or manual laborers, but I am saying that the people who lived that life in the 50s and 60s often were not perfectly athletic. And yeah, a lot of them drank a lot of beer. A lot of them ate a lot of pizza. So coming back was hard. And now it's just not like that. They're in excellent shape the whole year. And they're all paid well enough to maintain that level in the off season.
They're paid like $16 million a year now.
$17 million a year?
Oh, sorry. 17.
Yeah, 16 was the number where they weren't getting it done.
Scrub number.
That's just not enough millions. I need one. He can be one more million.
One more per year on an 8-year deal.
So Kaprill Kaprizov, as per.
Okay.
I don't think he noticed you.
No, Jeff. That was Jeff Merrick today, folks. He was couldn't stop saying Kaprill Kaprizov, and I will admit I've said that once or twice in my life. But he signed an 8-year extension. This is almost his last chance to do it. So I guess having the 8 years available did endear Craig Leopold and the Wild to him. It comes in at about 15.3% of the cap, so it is not the biggest possible deal. It's not even the highest deal of the cap era, which was Brad Richards, who got 20% of the cap in 2006. And got bought out from
Richards.
Ovechkin's deal, his big money deal, was also higher percentage. But with the rate the cap is scheduled to go up, we're talking about a deal that's going to be 12% within 2 to 3 years. So what do we think this means? Are we scared? Are we freaking out? Is Connor McDavid's agent just getting ready to cash in? He's already bought a new Ferrari?
I think the Wild are in a unique enough position where right now they don't have enough big names that they need to worry about their guy taking a team-friendly deal. I feel like so many of the other teams who have a player of the caliber to demand $17 million have multiple guys who are top-tier talents, and they can't be paying that kind of money. So I don't know if this is going to reset the market the way it could. Like, yeah, McDavid could probably ask for 19.5 or whatever gets him to the upper limit, but like, they have Draisaitl on the books. Unfortunately, that Darnell Nurse contract still exists. Presumably, they might want to one day spend money on a goalie. They
Oh, no, that's never happening.
So McDavid is not going to ask for that much money. He's going to tell the Oilers what he wants to make, and then they're going to say, thank you, Connor. So nobody was waiting for McDavid because they know they don't actually want him as a comp because they know he's going to be underpaid because he wants to be underpaid. Though I agree that the Wild are in kind of a more unique cap situation in that they really have nobody else coming up who is probably going to demand anything like Kaprizov's money. Faber is locked up at 8.5. Boldy is locked up at 7. And like, I mean, they're probably not going to give that anything close to that kind of money to like Juracek, who's probably the closest person because he's going to be an RFA anyway, and he hasn't really proven it yet. And so they just don't have anyone else in the same stratosphere.
The only player you're missing is Zeev Boom.
Well, yeah, but he's still got 2 years on his ELC.
He's the only one, but he's the only one I think they even have to worry about paying.
Yeah.
And the flip side of this is even with Kaprizov's $17 million under contract, they have $23 million in cap space next year.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I do not think we have mentally prepared for how much cap go up is going to change the way we look at salaries.
Well, it's also just the perfect storm of how they managed to acquire all that because they had to play pretty safe for the last couple of years because they had the buyouts for Suter and Parise on the books for the longest time, and that was a giant chunk. Like that's basically
I think it was like $14 million or something.
You know,
was
basically
absurd.
Kaprizov's spot right there. So combine that with cap go up, like they basically got fed a perfect bowl of, hey, pay your guy whatever you want. Here's how you're going to get that money.
They definitely do need to go out and sign some people around who can play around Kaprizov. Like, they are not going to get everything from internal improvement. I mean, I think the fact that Zuccarello is 38 years old is kind of a problem for them at this point. This is the last year of his deal. He's hurt right now.
Yeah, I think I just saw he's out 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, who do they really? How do they really look down the middle? It's not great. So, I mean, they're going to have a lot of money to offer on the free agent market, but everybody is going to have a lot of money to offer on the free agent market. So
they desperately need a center, and they're probably not going to be able to get one. The only place they're going to get one is if Marco Rossi, former Ottawa 67, breaks out.
He's 24. This is the time.
Yep, this is like the last chance for him, I think.
Yeah,
and he'll obviously still be a good player, but
yeah, he's still going to be an RFA in 2029 or 2028 when he needs a new deal. But yeah, they had a contentious negotiation this summer, so it doesn't feel like the Wild have shown a lot of confidence in Marco Rossi.
Yeah, it seems like they were trying to ship him out for a long while.
Which is bizarre.
They moved him to the fourth line during the playoffs, so it's definitely not a situation where they clearly trust the player.
Yeah. A lot of talk about him being undersized. And and I relate to that comment and resent it somewhat. So consider me a Marco Rossi defender.
Well, you know how to skate now, so you and Marco Rossi are the same person, right?
Well, let's not go that far. I've had 3 lessons.
we are in fact recording a half hour early so that SJ can get to their lesson on time.
Ooh,
that's right.
Sick.
All right.
Really, what I want to know about with the cap going up is not how much money is Connor McDavid going to ask for. Let's get into the fun stuff. Who are the Leafs going to overpay?
They need to get a new fourth.
Somebody who's at least 34.
So here's the thing. The Leafs have been signing some pretty good deals this summer under Treliving. They just got a steal out of Anthony Stolarz. They did not get taken to the cleaners by Matthew Nyes. He is now locked up at 7.75 for quite a while. I think that they're actually kind of in a fair position right now, as far as their their cap is going?
The Leafs have less money available next year than the Wild. The Wild just signed a player for $17 million.
Yeah, but didn't you just say the Wild have some like unfathomably large amount of cap space next year?
Yeah, that's what, no. They had the Leafs have 20 million and the Wild have 23. So it's just very funny. I concur with you, though. I do think they are at some point going to go out and give somebody a stupid contract. Like,
maybe it'll be Matthias Michelli. He's going to be an
you gotta
RFA.
get rings in the room. They need somebody old and not very good who's won a cup.
So who was on the Tampa teams?
That was gonna be,
They already signed Lorentz.
Who's on Florida's fourth line this year that's a UFA?
There we go.
They already traded for Nicholas Waugh.
Yeah, he's cups.
They got everyone.
Cups in the room.
True.
Yeah, he's got one.
But does he have the right grit? Because aren't they still no grit, no guts, no glory?
I think that's why they signed Kristanev.
Ah, right. No, that
all right,
checks out.
I mean, all you have to do is look at Chris Tanev's mouth. You can see he's got no grits, he's got no guts, and he's got no glory.
As Trevor points to each of his teeth.
Looking at who is available on the UFA market next year, which is, holy smokes, after the top three, it falls off, and we know they're not all making it. I could see them giving a boatload of money to Jake Wallman.
That would be very funny.
Especially since the big rumor around Toronto right now is that Morgan Riley is cooked and needs to be shipped Basically, they need to bring Arizona back as a team so he can be sent to Arizona. That's
Morgan Riley
the
has a full no-move clause and absolutely zero desire to go anywhere, and he's locked in at 7.5 for the next 5 years.
Okay, but think about what's going to happen when it gets leaked to the local people that Morgan Riley refused to do what was good for the team and accept a trade. The same people who bullied Marner out of town will get to work.
Yeah, they do need
brutal town.
Toronto does need a new scapegoat for everything, and I just don't think William Nylander cares enough to be the next victim. So it might have to be Riley.
Everyone loves William Nylander. They've already decided
until
it's Riley.
He doesn't back check on like one shift, and then
No,
but he rides the subway.
That's
so
right.
You know what? That's true.
So.
All I'm hoping for is that Mitch Marner and his camp will make Vegas just so poisonous and bad. Just let that curse go to Vegas, please.
Morgan Riley has the advantage, I am going to call it a Toronto market advantage, of being married to Tessa Virtue.
That's so true. That is an excellent point.
I don't think you can discount that. So, yes.
She is supremely popular. So,
yeah, you cannot upset the queen. You can't do that.
That's right.
A beloved athlete.
I mean, Riley's old. He's gonna get a hangnail or something. They'll just LTI or retire him.
Speaking of Morgan Riley, I think I'm going to try to get a ticket to the Ridley Gregg bobblehead night because the bobblehead is him firing the slapper into the empty net.
Stop.
Yes. Hey, that goal was very helpful for me. And Benjamin, you can attest to this. Remember when we walked into a card shop and I had a Ridley Gregg auto patch and I got $80 for it?
That's true. It's really true.
It was like a month after he scored. That value shot up so high in Ottawa because they all loved him. It was great.
Excellent.
Wow.
Yeah, that is an actual thing that happened. All right. So one of the other big pieces of news from the summer is that the NHL and the NHLPA have agreed to fast track the implementation of many clauses in the new CBA, including, but not limited to, the playoff salary cap, the changes to LTIR to stop players from being put on LTIR until the playoffs,
the Kucherov rule,
the Kucherov / Kane / Mark Stone / whoever else Vegas wants to put on rule. And really interestingly, they fast-tracked the changes to dress codes. So the teams are no longer allowed to issue dress codes to the players. And SJ, we were talking about this a little bit earlier, and you had a really good thought, and I was wondering if you would share it with the class.
So I think that most people think that this is a pretty fluffy part of the new CBA, and they're like, oh well, the Islanders players can grow beards now. It's nice. That's nice for them. And talking about like, are people still going to wear game day suits? And the players talked about it. There's definitely been some ridicule around the fact that the players have talked about this as being a very important provision for them. And I think it is an important provision, and I don't think we should ridicule it, because last year, I think it was probably around this time last year, Lou Lamoriello made Anthony Duclair cut off his dreadlocks, and that pissed me off. Like, that was infuriating. He posted the saddest pictures to Instagram, and like my heart was bled for that. Like, and that kind of thing can't happen anymore under the new CBA, and I think that's actually really, really important. And nobody is talking about that aspect of this rule.
One of the things we're seeing in the United States right now, and I apologize to bring the Orange Menace into this, and I'm not talking about Gritty. We love Gritty. And John Tortorella is no longer on the Flyers. So, but one of the things they're doing in the United States military is tightening dress codes around shaving and hairstyles. And it's specifically to discourage racialized people from joining the military, because they're telling them you can't have your hair, you can't have your preferred beard style. And that is the sort of thing that happened under Lou Lamoriello. What if a Sikh player wanted to play for Lou? Or, would he have told the Sikh player he has to shave his beard? It's a religious thing. Hair for the African American communities is extremely personal. Indigenous communities as well have significant relationships. It depends, of course, on the area, but relationships with pride in their hair. It's very much, and I don't know, and I want to talk about this a little bit after, but I don't know how much they thought about it that way. But I think it's clearly one of the ramifications of this that is going to help open up the NHL just a little bit more. And I think that is something should be celebrated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I think it also helps. For so long, hockey has had this, like, you put on your suit and you grab your lunch pail and you go to work, and there's no individuality allowed in the sport of hockey. And I mean, obviously you stand out even more if you're a player of color, just because of how overwhelmingly white it is. But I think allowing players, like, yes, there is some flexibility in what you can do to show personality in a suit. You'd get guys who would wear, different cuts, different colors, whatever, that's a little bit more than like the same navy blue and black and maybe slate gray. But now you have guys who can show some personality. And I know that's not going to get rid of the like, we just got to give it 110% and get pucks in deep and play as a team and stick to our system thing. Like that culture shift isn't going to happen overnight, but it gives guys a little bit more of a chance to be themselves coming to the rink.
The thing that really pissed me off about this last year, and specifically again going back to the Islanders, Lou Lamoriello forcing players to shave their beards and cut their hair, but when Florida was on a winning streak, they kept showing up to the rink in bathrobes because that was like a lucky thing. Oh, you got to do it till you lose. And everyone just said, it's okay. But in reality, all 32 teams were enforcing dress codes of some form. And it's okay to make a mockery of it when it's the team and, but players have to shave their beards. And I will say this: some players do not look right without beards. They should have them. Patrick Waugh does not look right with a beard. It's weird.
Could you imagine
Without
if
a
they
beard?
made Brent Burns shave?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's it, right? Like, it's his calling card. So, I don't know if there's any other thoughts on that or on the CBA, but there's one more thing I wanted to talk about on this, then we'll take a break.
No, I just wanted to say that, like, genuinely, freedom of expression is important. And hockey has a deeply conservative, kind of reactionary culture. And anything you can do to open that up and challenge that just a little bit, I think is a good. And so I think this is like a genuinely good provision, and we shouldn't make a mockery of it.
Yeah, I agree. So I was thinking about why would they have negotiated this? And was this an intentional add-on, or is this kind of a lucky thing? So I pulled up the executive board of the NHLPA. So for those of you who don't know, the executive board, each team sends a voting rep. They are voting on major moves. So the executive board is more participatory in negotiations and gets the first vote before it goes to the full membership. And I wondered, maybe there's a black member on the board who really pushed for this. But what I found is there's only 2 Europeans, and the only players who are at all not white are Naz Kadri, who for the Flames, Jason Robertson for the Stars, and Zach Whitecloud, who is Indigenous for the Golden Knights. So it's 27 white guys in a room. And Marty Walsh, he's Boston, but that's not legally a different race, right?
What?
I thought this was interesting because, as obviously union membership is important, but what really made me wonder is why are no European guys? And I'll tell you the two who are Nikita Zadorov and Nico Hischier. So
Zadorov doesn't surprise me at all.
No, Zadorov's become a very North American, outspoken type guy. But the fact that was it, I kind of went, that's weird to me.
I wonder how much the language barrier plays into it. I mean, a lot of these guys have been in North America for decades at this point. A lot of them speak very good English, but I wonder how much of it is they don't feel confident. I mean, I'm a native English speaker, and reading through the language in the CBA, I don't know what I'd be agreeing to half the time. So trying to imagine doing that in my second or third or fourth language, I mean, I think that could be a struggle.
Yeah, it's possible.
I don't know.
I bring this up because I've done a lot of research into the NHLPA over the summer and the history of it, where players were chosen entirely from their willingness to accept what the director wants. So I don't think that's true anymore. Marty Walsh seems like he's a legit labor guy. But
I think people are questioning his legit labor guy bona fides after the CBA, though. There's a lot of feeling that the players really didn't fight or get enough in the CBA.
I almost think that they went, wow, cap go up. Okay.
Yeah. Cap go up, and also the playoff LTIR rule. We're good, actually.
Yeah, it is interesting to me how the players seemed to be in favor of it, of the playoff LTIR.
I think this is a situation where if you're a star player, it's in your advantage, and if you're not a star player, you want the chance to play in the playoffs.
And you don't want to have to face a team who's been stashing Kucherov, Mark Stone, whoever on LTIR.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You want it when it's your team and not any other time.
I mean, if you're on one of the 26 teams that don't have the money and whatever else to actually do that, of course it pisses you off when you have to play those guys.
And I think it is important to note that the very large majority of players who are on the executive committee are not stars. Mm-hmm. So, Trevor, one guess. I'll tell you, it's not a star. Who do you think the rep for the Canucks is?
Oh boy. He did say some I guess North American, that probably cuts it down a fair bit considering fire from the gut. First one I can think of, Tyler Myers.
Yeah. Tyler Myers. Exactly.
Is it actually?
Yeah. That's why I was stretching my neck, because he's got a long neck.
I wasn't even paying attention to that.
I was looking elsewhere. That was
legit. That was just the first name that popped to mind. I had no idea who it was. That was just a random guess.
It's Ekblad for Florida. For Montreal, it's Mike Matheson. For the Kraken, it's Everly. And
it's
for Colorado.
Taves for Colorado? Or
no.
Did I make that up?
No, it is Logan O'Connor.
Love that for him. Yeah. Who's the Sabres rep?
Buffalo, Jason Zucker.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I feel like it used to be Jeff Skinner.
I think it was.
I can't believe you called Jordan Eberle not a star.
Well, no, he plays for the Kraken. Only Jason Robertson is a star on the executive committee.
Mean.
But in all seriousness, it's like Robertson, Brady Tkachuk for the Senators, Hischier, and Naz Kadri, Chris Letang, I guess.
Yeah,
he's a name.
I think Tyler Toffoli is the San Jose Sharks rep because literally he's the only one old enough to be able to rent a car to go to the meetings.
Hey, they have Jeff Skinner now.
Yeah, that's right. Jeff Skinner can do it.
It is interesting.
Maybe he's the alternate.
It is interesting, and I recommend taking a look at the NHLPA webpage to look at who the executive players are, because you will often find that they are the ones who are making more interesting statements during the course of the year. And they also all have alt reps. A lot of times it's a younger player, but not always. For the Edmonton Oilers, their alt rep for a long, long time used to be Connor McDavid. But now it is Ty Emberson, who was a real NHLer.
I think I've heard of him.
So it's just really interesting to me. And I think, obviously, I'm very pro-union. But when we when we get into the Eagles and stuff, you are going to hear a lot about how the NHLPA sucked for a long time. So
a lot of unions do.
Oh suck. Man,
that's a perennial problem among many unions.
Yeah, well, the NHLPA, it stank. Any other parting thoughts, or do we want to pitch to a break?
We'll take a breather.
All right, folks, Thank you so much for listening. We're going to take a short break. Before we go, just remember, you can follow us on Blue Sky at Neutral Zone Hotel. We are also on YouTube, also at Neutral Zone Hotel. Our website's neutralzonehotel.com/Discord to join our Discord and hang out with us. We are actually pretty cool. If you're listening and you're having a great time, thumbs up, 5 stars. We'd really appreciate it. We'll be back very shortly.
Hey everyone, it's good to be back. Hope you're all enjoying the episode so far. Just a couple of quick housekeeping things before we get into the second half. First up, you may have noticed our trademark season preview haikus are not in this episode. Look for those to come out shortly before opening day next Tuesday. Secondly, we had a really difficult time with scheduling summer episodes, which is why we didn't have very many of them. One of those that we intended to run in the summer but did not was a special episode on the Hockey Canada trial. That has been recorded, and we will eventually get that edited, and it will come out as a special episode. We're not sure when, but just so you know, it's coming eventually. All right, back to the episode.
Folks, we're back. Thank you so much. So we are going to have a little bit of fun. And I'm going to do something that I've been promising SJ I would do for a while.
Woo!
So SJ, I want to ask you a question. The year is 2011.
Okay.
You are Gary Bettman.
Seems unlikely, but sure, we'll go with it.
Hey, you've got the height down.
Wow. please take a moment to practice awkwardly handing the Stanley Cup to an NHL captain of your choice.
Wow, this is really heavy.
And don't forget to reach up high, considering which captain you're handing it off to that year.
You're going to want to hear this. You are worried because, quite simply, younger people aren't watching as much of the NHL as you would like. What would you do?
I would. I don't know. What do kids like? As an actual, like, let's be honest, I'm turning 40 this year. Not a child. I don't know what kids like.
So
TikTok?
Here's the thing. Gary Bettman also doesn't know what kids like. So he decided to hire 88-year-old Stan Lee to create an NHL-based comic book series called The Guardian Project.
Oh, did he actually hired Stan Lee to do this?
Yeah, well, they hired a series of comics creators, and I'm not going to get directly into the names and all that stuff. You need to know that they stole a bunch of money from their own company, and they got Stan Lee in to do kind of the general aesthetics of a lot of this stuff, but he did not do like the writing, the development. He kind of just showed up. I assume for a day, they showed him the NHL and said, these are our teams. And he said, okay, that guy's this guy's that, this guy's that. And then he walked out and with $100,000 or whatever.
That sounds Stan Lee, a lot like Stan Lee.
Yes. I'm going to read you the introductory page from the comic book, which purports to be from Stan Lee.
I'm ready.
Forgive me if I'm wrong. This was a book that was only distributed in one place.
I'm going to get there. Don't worry.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, Trevor.
Hi, true believers. Welcome to the most ambitious superhero creation I've ever been a part of. Bigger than all the other ones he was a part of. Bigger than Spider-Man and the X-Men. Krull is turning in his grave.
When did Krull die? Oh, no.
The Guardian Project is a dream assignment that has been in development for more than 7 years, press X to doubt, and one that may well start a totally new superhero trend. It did not. The challenge of creating superheroes that are uniquely linked to 30 great hockey teams is almost indescribable. Where do they come from? Where do they go? Who is powerful enough to control them, to battle them, or perhaps defeat them? None of these questions will ever be answered. What are their origins and what is their tie into the great NHL teams? Imagine the fun you and I are going to have with all that. Of course, the answer is in the epic story of itself, and speaking of the story, a powerful superhero without an equally powerful supervillain is like me without an exclamation point or hockey without a puck. That's why we created, just for you, just for me, the mightiest of megalomaniacs, the dreaded Devin Dark. That evil genius has marshaled an army of equally evil supervillains to aid him in his quest for world domination. But lucky for us all, a courageous teenager named Mike Mason and his team of 30 incredible guardians stand between Dark and a world in chaos. Now, to whet your appetite for spectacle and wonder, rather than starting at the beginning, let's pick up our amazing adventures smack dab in the middle, focusing on what makes superhero tales so eternally popular, the action. In the following collection of brief action-packed vignettes, each of our guardians, fighting to protect his home city, battles one of Dark's evil emissaries with the fate of each city at stake. It will be the first time mortal eyes have gazed upon the awesome power of the mighty NHL Guardians. And remember, this is a brief sampling of the wonderment to come. This would be, in fact, the only thing ever published. Excelsior, Stan Lee.
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
SJ, will you do me the honor of picking an NHL team? Not the Kraken and not the Golden Knights.
I caught there were only 30. Dallas Stars.
Dallas Stars. Okay, I will do this. Give me a moment. All right, I'm sharing my screen. If you want to go ahead and...
Oh my good lord, there was videos for all of them. I forgot about this.
Yeah, so basically the Guardian Project began by revealing short vignettes of comics. We're going to look at one in a minute. But they paired them with these introductory YouTube videos. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. Once you're done, you may want to describe what you're seeing as we're going.
Okay.
All right. So ready? Here we go.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh, wow. He looks
What a mohawk.
so cool. What? It's like it's kind of, I cannot get over the helmet. I don't know. It's so green and gold. Hydrogen blasts?
An EMP ripple? Space
solar
flight.
storm?
So yes,
Oh, boy.
what you saw was a green figure with the NHL Dallas Stars logo slapped on its chest, with a helmet with a bunch of spikes on it and a list of powers, animated in beautiful early 2000s CG.
It looked very generic.
It's extremely cheap, and I have to tell you, they get worse. I'm going to show you one more, okay?
Okay, I'm ready.
Oh, no.
I'm going to show you the blue jacket, because I think you are going to lose your mind at this.
The blue jacket.
Yes, all the teams were the team name.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrible.
You'll notice this is the official.
Oh my, what? It kind of looks like a transformer.
I was gonna say Optimus Prime got like an old army cap.
But with with a kind of a scary face.
Banishment. One of his powers is just banishment. This guy's a moderator.
But he also has like the Union Army Civil War hat, which is just very funny on like the robot body.
He just has like regular Union cannons from like the 1800s just slapped all over his body. He had one in his elbow joint. All right. So go ahead, Trevor. I'm going to get you to pick a team, and we are actually going to pull up one of the comics and take a look at it together. We may even do a little bit of a dramatic reading in places.
Yes, and I think I have the perfect one for this because I know some of them. Like there's some.
I want to be clear.
So
I'm missing two of them in digital version, which is why I bought the comic book. But go ahead, and if we don't have it, I'll just get you to pick another one.
I would like the maple leaf, please.
Oh yeah, I definitely have the maple leaf.
You know exactly why I picked this one.
Oh, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Let me just get my PDF reader open. So they released these on the website, folks. I did not steal this from the internet, even though it may have been tempting to do so.
I mean, you bought a physical copy of the book. I think at that point you're allowed to do whatever you want.
Yeah. SJ, can you describe what the maple leaf looks like for me, please? It
looks like a horrible tree man.
Trevor,
wearing blue spandex, but with but without the leaves. It has 0 leaves.
Trevor, what would you say this looks like a ripoff of?
This looks like a brutal ripoff of Venom.
Or Groot.
Yeah, well, if Venom and Groot had like an intergalactic baby with a giant original 6 tattoo on them.
Yeah, so they put a 6 on all the original 6 teams. And if you'll notice, this NHL logo is just kind of copy and pasted on. It very clearly was not part of the original drawing.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Also, the placement is really suspicious.
It's right on his junk.
No, I mean, I think it's more the abs area, but sure.
All right, so we're going to go through the comic book here. We are going to read it. I think we can probably, this is like a defunct property. We can probably put a copy of this up on the website for research purposes. So if you want to open it up and take a look, folks, it'll be at neutralzonehotel.com. So on the Toronto Skywalk, SJ, do you want to read for Spectra?
Okay. Oh, is that the first line?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's a little unclear. Well, hello, boys.
Where'd you come from?
More importantly, I know where you came from. Namely, the Diamond Exchange?
Toronto's famous Diamond Exchange.
Oh, okay. Namely, the Diamond Exchange, with a box full of uncut beauties. By the way, my name is Spectra. Wow, this is scintillating dialogue. Have a colorful crime. What?
So these were written by Chuck Dixon, who I believe turned out to be a big Trumper. It's it's not good. We're not going to do the whole thing, obviously, because you, I think, will do this. But as Spectra robs the diamond exchange and she's got the vault, the box of the diamonds, you'll notice some tree stuff creeping up after her. Trevor, do you want to do your best voice of the Maple Leaf as he attacks Spectra?
Have some sap. Turn those missiles into maple candy.
That's right. The Maple Leaf's power is the power of maple. And I'm not even joking.
Trevor, I want to commend you for your voice acting there. Well done. I think you really sold it.
So do you want to do the next little bit here, SJ, for Spectra as she attacks the Maple Leaf? I think she's trying to garrote him, but I can't tell.
Are these all her lines? Because it's really unclear to me where the things are.
The two top left are hers, and then the one in the middle and the punctuation marker him.
Okay. So you grew your arm back. What if I start trimming at your neck?
Here's something you need to know about trees, lady. They grow!
Yeah.
Pilot! Little help here?
So yes, the Maple Leaf has gone from being big enough that Spectra can jump on his back to being so big his head is larger than a helicopter instantly.
Wow.
He then uses the power of plants to pull her down.
Okay.
And that's the end of the vignette. So they're all like 4 pages long.
I'm really struggling to understand what any of this has to do with ice hockey.
Sorry, there's one line here that's very funny to me as well. And it's the last one where he says, "What, green's not your favorite color?" It's not your team's either, sir.
Well, I guess they used to be. So the best part of this is absolutely nothing. It has nothing to do with ice hockey. Let me pull up the king. So do you want to describe the king to the class?
Christ.
Okay, there is one thing I like about this.
Sure.
They're actually wearing purple.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Kings used to have the purple.
This is when they were actually wearing purple. So,
I mean, they should definitely go back to that.
This guy looks like he belongs in the band Kiss.
You're not wrong. I want to point out something in this. The bad guy in this is Hitchcock, and he is a fat guy who looks like looks like Hitchcock, riding mechanical crows or ravens. And he's trying to steal the Oscars when the king shows up to stop him. That is
incredible.
That is the comic.
So they're just like really generic city-based superheroes.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So for some, obviously, it's a little bit easier. So if you want to do, the Maple Leaf, okay, they did a tree. I get it. Maple Leaf, that kind of makes sense. The Penguin, who looks exactly like a black and yellow version of Frozone from The Incredibles, he's got ice power.
Okay. Doesn't look anything like a penguin, though.
No, not really. But at least the power is related to it. The duck, he's like a swimming dude. He can surf. But what if it is not necessarily related to an actual, the devil is literally just the New Jersey Devil, I think.
Oh, hey, yeah. There
he's
it is.
actually, I gotta admit, cool. He's actually one of the cool ones. But here's the Canadian. And as you can tell, they had no clue what to do with it. His powers involve, so he's got to protect the Montreal Grand Prix. He speaks bad French.
Oh, no.
And
is very polite? Is he very polite?
He's the Penguin actually has to show up to help him out.
Oh no.
Because his power is he absorbs everyone else's powers and uses them.
Oh, okay, that's not a bad power, but it does work better in a team setting.
What does it have to do with being the Canadian, though? Like, so, as you can see, these are all pretty generic. Another issue they had is, as we pointed out, several of them are just kind of copies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the blue, he's Gambit. He's Gambit, but you can't see his face, and he's got blue hair.
What did they do for the Canucks?
The Canucks have a guy who looks like Batman if Batman was a whale.
Oh, okay. That looks pretty awful.
Yeah, it's really bad.
For some reason, I thought he was going to look like a Johnny Canuck because it was right there. I forgot it looked this bad.
Oh, it looks really bad.
And what does the Panther look like? What superhero is the Panther an exact copy of with a cape?
It couldn't be the Black Panther, could it?
I think they just did Black Panther again.
Huh.
Wow.
So the NHL, leading up to the 2011
Catwoman
All-Star,
was right there.
right there.
Catwoman's DC, though.
Yeah.
So they're making copies. Who cares?
They were definitely ripped off Batman. So in the run-up to the 2011 All-Star Game, which is being held in Carolina, the NHL released these on their website. Pretty much every couple days you got one, or I think maybe it was every day for a month or something like that. And then you got to the All-Star Game. The promise was that the Guardian Project would be revealed at the All-Star Game. So we're going to go back to YouTube here for a little bit. So just give me a second as I set this back up.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Who was this marketed for? Like, were they like trying to hit that 10-year-old boy demographic, or were they like, all fans will love this?
I think they thought everyone, because this is just after Iron Man. This is just in the run up to the Avengers. Batman had just gone huge with the Chris Nolan movies. So I think their thought was we're going to get young men specifically, but everyone loves superheroes. So we are going to be on the cutting edge of the trend.
Okay.
You'll notice, too, that this is the first, like, the NHL is the first league to do this, and you'll notice after that, they've never been the front of the line for anything. But there's one other thing also that I just realized, that this is 2011. That means we got the Thrasher and then would immediately cease to exist beyond that, considering they moved.
He's a Jet.
That is actually hilarious. That's perfect. I love that.
All right, so
wow.
I'm going to show you the video that they put on the website that is supposed to represent what occurred at the game. So at the game, Devin Dark and his supervillains were going to attack the All-Star Games, and the various superheroes had to try to bail them out, okay?
So was this was like a big part of the All-Star Game?
This was one of the intermissions.
Okay. Oh,
so I want to show you. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
Let's do it.
And just describe what you're seeing. I'm going to turn down the audio a little bit.
So far, it just says the Guardian Project. Okay, here's Stan Lee. Hi, Stan.
He's got to make a cameo in everything he does, let's be honest. Oh, my good Lord.
Wow. Okay, so they're basically just showing like a hockey rink, but with like the...
So this is
each of the characters like giant.
This is a live shot of the rink in Raleigh.
Oh, so they did this with the projectors.
This is superimposed. I'll show you what it actually looked like in a bit.
Okay.
Boy.
Hi, Leif.
Oh.
Leif is very confused by this.
Oh my goodness, is this Devin Dark himself who's just taken over the rink?
He definitely has. He's got glowing red eyes. This is the most generic supervillain.
He looks like the Shredder, but like shitty. Like a shitty version of the Shredder. It's got like metal spikes everywhere.
The Shredder was an owl, yeah.
I'm kind of relieved I can't hear the audio, because I can't imagine the dialogue is...
It's very generic, bad guy, voice.
Oh, it's bad, yeah.
All right.
Oh, and here they come to save the day.
Who's the flying guy with the wings?
That was the lightning.
One of them is the Red Wing.
The Red Wing, of course.
There's the Flame and the Blue.
with
The blue has a saxophone?
Yeah.
Why
The
is it
Islander
carrying
just looks
a
like a football player.
saxophone?
Because they
Why
have
is the Islander a football player?
yeah,
Oh
the
my
Islanders a football
God.
player who has grappling hooks. There's the senator.
Hey, it looks exactly like the guy that they had for that one ceremony that one time.
The Bruin is a bear man. It's a bear man. Lace,
So
why do you
The
have to
Wild
breathe
is
directly
another
into the
like
mic?
wolf ripoff.
How would you describe this computer graphic? Like how good would you call this?
This
I
is, oh
mean-
Lord, it just got worse. This got like
This is like-
1999 level.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it's right out of the 90s.
So tell me what's happening.
Oh, God, they're getting sucked in by a vacuum cleaner.
But they're being
That's open
sucked
from
into
the
the
RBC
arena? Okay. Oh, they're getting beamed through the Jumbotron onto the ice.
Yeah, so the Raleigh Arena turned into a trap and sucked in all the superheroes.
Hometown bias.
Where was this located?
This was in Raleigh, so this is for the
Raleigh. Okay.
The Darth Vader, no. Oh, dear.
Wait, what was the Raleigh one? The
Hurricane.
The Hurricane?
The Hurricane. He showed up and used his hurricane power, and now it's done.
Okay. Well done, Hurricane.
So I want to show you what it actually looked like in the arena.
Oh, Lord.
Oh goodness.
There's just this giant big old white sheet in center ice. Oh, this is going to be so bad.
We're gonna skip ahead.
no.
You've seen the video already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They didn't just play it on the Jumbotron.
they're putting.
So they projected it onto a white sheet that came down from the Jumbotron, from the bottom of the Jumbotron.
It's like a circle at center ice.
So basically, they're like, we need a projector screen. So that's a circle, a cylindrical projector screen. Basically, this looks like shit.
Could you imagine being here for this?
I would be spellbound. I gotta be honest.
You can't hear. I know you're not listening to it, but the crowd is dead fucking silent. Like they're all just.
They're speechless.
Yeah, everyone's just like, "What happened? We don't even know."
What is going on? There's nothing.
Yeah.
They revealed nothing. They just dropped the sheet.
They could have had a guy in a suit underneath, since it was the Hurricane who saved them. No, they didn't even do that. So,
goodness.
Then they gave everyone a copy of this comic book.
Okay.
And that was it. They never mentioned the Guardian Project again. So it was a tremendously blown reveal. Like there was no excitement going into it. I may have been the only person who was tangentially interested in it as it was happening.
Okay. What about the Guardian Project superfan?
Well, that's a joke.
No, really?
Yeah.
Shocking.
So the Guardian Project was well written up by Greg Wyshynski of ESPN, friend of the show.
Greg. We love Greg.
And he did a behind the scenes. He also did a whole thing. So what you need to know is that after the Guardian Project flopped, as Greg describes with his usual poise, without a scintilla of hyperbole, one of the biggest marketing failures in the history of professional sports. A company had invested in this, so the NHL sold access to this property, convincing everyone it was going to be a big deal. And eventually a company sued another company for it, and they lost. Basically, this was such an obvious piece. Incredible stuff.
Wow.
The head designer ended up getting accused of fraud. It was a complete failure. And yeah, it continues to come up as kind of one of the silliest, dumbest things that the NHL has ever done and ever will do. I am going to encourage you to look up the Guardian Project online, folks. Go to YouTube and just type it Guardian Project NHL in and watch the short videos because they're horrible. They use the exact same audio for all of them, which is even funnier. Like they're so lazy. And yeah, just know that when you are thinking, oh man, how did the NHL fuck this up? Just know that they have screwed up. They screwed up comic books in the early 2010s.
It's really not a bad idea. Like, I can see how you could make it work, but their execution was not there.
No, their execution was not there. And I'm just going to leave you with this image, one more image I want to make you look at of the Avalanche, since we've covered most of our favorite teams.
Oh.
My God.
There were so many
opportunities, and they went with Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
He's just Mr. Freeze in Colorado Avalanche colors.
God, it's so bad.
It's truly incredible how little effort they put in. And
it just kind of makes me sad to see things like this where it's like you could do I don't know, lazy, low quality work. It just makes me angry.
The New Yorker, he's driving here.
It's like they just asked AI to do it for them. Like, this is the ChatGPT version of this concept. But they created it before ChatGPT.
It is that lazy.
Wow.
Yeah, they are incredible. Oh yeah, let's look at the Thrasher, because look at that. Can you tell why they moved?
It's just, but the Thrasher birds are cool. Don't make him a jet.
He's a jet. His hands are turbines.
I mean, considering where they moved, it being a jet is just delicious irony. But
it is very funny that they made it a jet.
I will also point out that they also made Atlanta the only diverse character. The Thrasher, the only diverse character.
Oh yeah, damn.
Yeah, a lot of white guys. He's the one black guy.
Well, a lot of blue guys.
Why does that look like Patrick? Why does the Black Hawk look like Patrick Kane?
It does look like Patrick Kane. Wow.
I like how the Black Hawk has like insect wings. It's got like the triple wings.
Huh.
Doesn't make any sense. Yeah. None of this shit. Like they didn't. It's so surface level nonsense. And again, look at the Blue Jacket. He's just got cannons. He's just a robot with cannons coming out his legs.
For those about to rock.
It's just, yeah. No, it just looks like Optimus Prime.
Just looks kind of like a discount Transformer with crappy.
He even has the little
guns.
speech bubbles to make it sound like a Transformer. Like, notice it's not italicized; it's a slightly different font.
Yeah. Oh, and one other thing: the Senator. The Senator is fighting. The Senator is fighting against a supervillain who is angry because the Canadian government denied his patents for renewable energy. So that is just shitty. Because this guy is saying, we got to stick with coal. Got to stick with oil. Yeah. And it's very funny because Ottawa is powered entirely by hydroelectricity.
Of course.
Is that... Hold on, sorry. Can you scroll up a little bit? Is that just Stanley in the corner there?
Yeah. He's in all of them, I think.
Oh, my God. He's a genius, but he's also a bit of an egomaniac.
He's in almost all of them. He's on every single one, but he's in a lot of them. Like I've seen him 2 or 3 times since we started doing this. So yeah, that's the Guardian Project. It's very stupid. The NHL completely screwed this up. It's very funny. And yeah, I'm just so sad I wasn't actually at that All-Star game because the scent of failure, you know. Let me see. Who didn't we see? I don't know. It's not that important.
Hey,
so
if there's someone you want to see, hop in the Discord and go say, "Hey, show this guy or show this team." Like,
yeah, I'll post them. This is what I didn't have. The Capitol.
Oh my!
He's just a bird.
He's just a bird. He wants to fly away. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
And yeah, the comic book ends with an exaltation to buy merchandise.
Did they ever release merchandise?
Oh my God, they typoed it!
Yeah, it's typoed. It says, shop your Guardians.
Uh-oh.
So
Copy editors, people. They're important.
So that's it. That's all. They were apparently making a sequel. They were making they were trying to get a cartoon series made. They were going to write a novel. Nothing ever appeared. They never mentioned it again. They kept the website up for a few years, but they never sold. They sold this for a little bit, but as far as I can tell, there may only have been 20,000 copies made, and the ones they were selling were just ones people refused to take at the All-Star game. So, yeah. Anyway, I own this little piece of hockey history, and I love it because it's atrocious.
You should donate it to the Hockey Hall of Fame in your will. They're not going to have a copy.
They should when Gary Bettman, they put up Gary Bettman's plaque, this should be right under it. It should be like hanging from like a hook so you can read it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the salary cap and the Guardian Project. There
you go.
Gary Bettman's legacy.
That's it. I mean, I actually do think we should have a talk about Gary Bettman's legacy sometime, but not today.
No, when he retires.
Well, if he ever retires.
He's going to retire.
Eventually.
Or die.
And when he does, we will make fun of him by bringing up the Guardian Project. SJ, any closing thoughts before we let you go skating?
I am sad that they didn't try. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Trevor, any last thoughts on the Guardian Project?
I'm just trying to picture what the Kraken would look like.
Oh my God!
It would be a squid person. Is
be,
there an existing superhero that's kind of like that?
Probably. I mean, and the Golden Knight would just be that guy that shows up for playoff games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As part of the pre-show.
That's right.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. All right, folks. Well, I think we're gonna bring it to a close. Thank you for hanging out with us as we chat about the Guardian Project. We'll be back next week. The season will be almost about to start, so we'll figure out something to talk about.
Well,
until then,
I think we record on first day of the season.
Yeah, so we'll have some stuff.
Sick.
But folks, until then, you've been listening to the Neutral Zone Hotel, which is written, hosted, and produced by us, the Neutral Zone Hotel crew. You can find out more at neutralzonehotel.com, neutralzonehotel.com/Discord. Join our Discord. Hang out with us. As always, we want to thank our friend Emily Mowbray for designing our stupendous logo. We're on Blue Sky at Neutral Zone Hotel. You can email us, feedback at neutralzonehotel.com. We are on YouTube at Neutral Zone Hotel. Please give us 5 stars if you enjoyed yourself. Thumbs up. Spread the word. Tell a friend. That's how we grow. And folks, thanks so much for staying with us today. We will see you next time.